I wasn't always like I am now. I was 16 years ago, I was like an utter mess, and when I got diagnosed, I was in total shock for quite a while. I mean, I had a sense that it means something about my life, you know, how I live my life, but I looked all in places that were not helpful and did all sorts of crazy things that were not helpful at all. In the beginning, I first, tried everything I knew and studied about nutrition and cleansing and healing the body. And so I did a lot of juicing, and with all the carrots and beetroot and apples, all the sweet stuff in there, highly concentrated, because you could never eat that amount of carrots and beetroot in one go. I was big time feeding the cancer cells with sugar, which they love and feed on. I was going on raw food for a long time. I was doing all sorts of cleansing ways, from cleaning out the colon and doing all sorts of stuff, fasting. I did some fasting in between, and meditation, and everything I ever came across in the New World, I just about tried, in the New Age world. Another thing, I did these imageries, those imaging, you think something in your head and something that goes after your cancer cells and eats them, and you imagine that in your mind, and I don't know what I did not try. And then, that didn't seem all to work. Another crazy thing I did was I went to Brazil, to a healer in Brazil, who was said to, heal lots of people, and I thought, I'll go there. So I went twice, actually. Didn't do anything. Actually, if I think of it now, I get a bit the creeps, because it felt really all a bit strange. And it was a big waste of money. Then I went to Mexico to a cancer clinic and did all the, the more alternative treatments all in one go, from intravenous vitamin C to hypothermia, where your whole body up to your head gets heated up as much as you can just tolerate. And then you're in this box for as long as you can tolerate. And I had also so much counseling and therapies, and nothing worked, because they were all very clever to, at the end of the session, make me really feel good and come out there feeling great. And then the next day I was back down in the dumps. So it never really had me have a deep look into how do I feel about myself, how do I treat myself, what does my body feel, and what does my body tell me. I mean, I didn't, if I look back over the last years now, what I realize, I didn't feel anything. My body was so numb from the alcohol I was drinking. I had to learn to feel first, so it took me quite a while to really go there, stop drinking alcohol, and really learn again to feel what my body says, and to listen to it and follow that, and not follow anything that's up in my mind or what I hear around, but no. It's all in here. I just needed to learn to feel it again and trust it and listen to it. And So since I come across the Way of the Livingness, which I might explain a bit later in one of the next little videos, my life turned totally around. And what I learned about myself and my relationship to myself, to life, to other people, just totally changed and brought me how I feel and how I live today, and understanding and a way to live that really supports me to not struggle anymore, to not be miserable and be a victim. Why me and poor me? No, that's what's happening, and I'm dealing with it and take responsibility and doesn't let it pull me down as any pain or any sickness always did. It always dragged me down and made me depressed or whatever, and now it's like, okay, it doesn't change who I am. So I just stay feeling wonderful.